What's the most bizarre sex advice someone has asked you for?
Oh God, एक चीज बताऊं प्रेग्नेंट होने के लिए पेनिट्रेशन जरूरी होता है. My husband said कि इलायची खा लो तो contraception हो जाती है. One guy wrote to me. He said I'm so big when I'm aroused I'm like the national highway. No girl wants the national highway. Nobody.
This is somebody I have wanted to speak to on the Good Girl Show ever since we started this show, Seema Anand. Welcome on the Good Girl Show.
Thank you so
I've
much.
been looking forward to speaking with you on this show, so thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you, Pari. Thank you for having me.
So you have a new book. It's called Speak Easy. I definitely want to talk about that book, eventually because I think it's about modern relationships, intimacy, and everything in between. But let me begin by asking you कि आपके लिए sex ed क्या था?
Absolutely nothing. मेरे लिए sex ed was zero. The night before I got married, I'm 63 now. I got married when I was 23 because in those days, that's how it was. 22,
jaldi.
23, jaldi ho jati thi shadi. So here we are. The night before I get married, I'm being given advice by my group of friends. One of them who was a doctor, who gave me all the wrong advice.
Really?
She said, be ready to be in a lot of pain. That was my advice.
Wow.
From another 23-year-old.
Yeah.
What do we know?
Correct.
So nobody ever taught us anything.
Yeah. Then how did you sort of learn and how did you educate yourself to the point that today people come up to you for advice? How did that happen?
So I have to say, my husband actually played a huge part in this. And I give him credit for that. I give him credit for very little else. But I give him credit for that. So he actually taught me a lot. He is the one who taught me about lube. He is the one who taught me about how to do certain things, how to look out for certain things on your body and so on. So I learned a lot from him. And it was not till my daughter was born. She's now 27. And I'm sitting up one night breastfeeding her. And I suddenly think कि in all these stories, हम ये कहानियाँ बताते हैं. In सब कहानियों में, we are dealing with every aspect of a woman's life. But we never tell stories जहाँ पर the woman owns her own body. उसकी body और किसी की property है. उसके pleasure के लिए उसके और किसी की permission चाहिए. These are the stories. And I was just like, नहीं, this is not the world I want for my daughter. I need to change this. That's when I seriously started saying, वो कौन सी कहानियाँ हैं that we've silenced.
आज ही मैंने पढ़ा कोई एक आर्टिकल पढ़ा मैंने. Kama Sutra told men to talk to parrots. Please explain.
So in section 1 of the Kama Sutra, it actually tells, so it was written for men. Kama Sutra was written for men.
Okay.
This is a time, you have to remember, 300 something AD. Women are not at that time being taught how to read and write as a rule. There are few women जिनको पढ़ाया जा रहा है, but not as a rule. This was mostly taught to men of high status.
Okay.
Okay. So this book is written for those people. And in the first section, they are told how to build their house, how to decorate their house, कितने bedroom होने चाहिए, एक bedroom में कितने beds होने चाहिए, bedroom आगे होना चाहिए कि पीछे होना चाहिए, you know, all that. So one of the things is it mentions the 64 kalas. And in the 64 kalas, it says, the 64 skills, it says that when a man goes for a bath, कि कितनी देर उसको नहाना चाहिए और कितनी देर उसको मसाज करना चाहिए.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then it says कि 2 घंटे के लिए अपने तोता और मायना के साथ बात करनी चाहिए. So it literally 2 hours. And you're thinking, why? I mean, I'm always trying to figure out why. I personally think it was to get men to learn how to communicate. ये जो strong silent type हमने अब ये बना रखा है trope of how you want the man to be. A man who couldn't communicate, according to the Kama Sutra, was like, why would you want him?
Wow, interesting. So, so many people, come up to you with their own concerns and आप daily basis पर इतने लोगों से interact करते हो. So, basis that experience, आपके हिसाब से क्या सबसे बड़ा फर्क रहा है conditioning में when it comes to men and women? And I'm talking about conditioning around sex, obviously.
The conditioning has been the same. And The only difference is कि जब हम पढ़ाने शुरू किए हैं फेमिनिज्म, जब से हमने ये बातें शुरू की हैं, mostly the people coming to study that or learn that, even in colleges, even in classes, are women. It is less men coming to the same sessions. So going forward, the change that we see happening is happening more in women because they are listening to it. They are wanting to fight the taboos and the stigma and the inequality. There are very few men who are wanting to learn the same thing. That's the difference.
And why do you think that is? Like, what's the block, Avibi?
One is, of course, the fact that your peer group, your friends around you, what are they saying? So, for instance, like this guy wrote to me and he said, उसने अपनी condition describe की. He said he had phimosis. बहुत ज़बरदस्त description दी अपनी. And then he says, is that okay? Describe करके. And then he goes on to say कि मैं डॉक्टर के पास नहीं जाना चाहता because मेरे दोस्त मेरा मजाक उड़ाएंगे. So there is a level of fear कि I don't want कि मेरा कोई मजाक उड़ाए. And as a man, if you step out of line from what you think your friends are saying, most guys, your guy friends are not going to be empathetic and say, कोई बात नहीं यार, तुझे ये पसंद है, तू छोड़, हम तेरे साथ. They will make fun of him. You know what the reaction will be from most guys. I've seen it happen. Somebody else wrote and said, I like women who are taller than me. That's what really turns me on. पर मेरी कम्युनिटी में मेरे माँ बाप मुझे और मेरे दोस्त मेरा मजाक उड़ाएंगे. एंड ही लिटरली सेड, ही सेड मैं कौन सी कंट्री में जाके रह सकता हूँ जहाँ पर आई कैन बी विद द सॉर्ट ऑफ वुमन आई वांट. चेंज इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज यू आर फाइटिंग नॉट जस्ट what you've been taught, but you're fighting your peer group.
Yeah.
क्योंकि आपके आसपास your masculinity depends on what your friends think of you.
But what is the most common form of shame that you see in women?
So of course, एक तो जो आपके माँ बाप आपको सिखाते रहते हैं that if you are like this, this is the kind of woman you will be. I mean, I've seen a lot of young girls being quite badly abused almost by parents for wanting to be slightly different. Like I remember one of my best friends, we were 10, 11 years old. There were 4 sisters. And the mother was like, I couldn't understand I would go to their house every now and then. Now, we are talking about a very long time ago. उस ज़माने में चित्रहार शुरू हुआ था. And we had black and white TVs. तो Wednesday शाम को 8 बजे चित्रहार would come on and हम लोग बैठकर देखते थे. And a song would come on and automatically the girls we would all be sitting on the floor in front of the TV. The mother would actually yell at us and call us sex workers. कि तुम ये हो if you dance. She would say that. Like I remember being told this by her. So a lot of us went through a lot of crap and that doesn't stop. अभी तक ये है. The second is that a lot of parents are still grooming their girls for the marriageable status. कि तुम्हें कोई choose नहीं करेगा because we still have this thing कि this is, if you're independent and feisty and witty and you know you can have a conversation, you're great girlfriend material but you are not wife material. And this nonsense hasn't gone. This young woman wrote to me saying कि उसने she is working actually here in Mumbai, tried to rent a flat. They wouldn't rent her a flat कि अकेली लड़की है. You know, लड़के आएंगे. उसका छोड़ो, my friend, she's my age exactly. We're both 63. She recently got divorced. She has been an ambassador. She's been with the foreign services. She's been around the world as the Indian ambassador to these countries. She's come back. She's single. She was trying to rent a flat with her daughter. They turned her down. They said, नहीं, single औरत है, ये कैसे marriage करेगी? आदमी आएंगे. That's what the landlady said to her. We are still fighting some ridiculous, unknown demon.
Yeah.
And finally, I think I grew up with this thing. I was allowed to date when I was younger. My mother didn't have a problem with that. I was so concerned that because she'd put so much trust in me, I didn't want to let her down. The good girl syndrome.
Yeah.
I didn't want to let her down. And so you block yourself up in this effort to be this good girl because we've been taught that good girl means not having a relationship, not having sex, not thinking about things like this. Nobody says a good girl is be really good as a human being.
Yeah.
So we take what our parents have taught us, we use that for our values, but you don't have to stick to it like chains. But there's a huge amount of
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it takes a lot to break the cycle,
Yeah.
you know, and we are constantly like unlearning things today. Like as a woman now, I feel that मैं सीख कम रही हूँ. I am unlearning more than I am learning.
absolutely.
But you know, like you were while we are discussing ki difference kya hota hai in terms of how sex is looked at by women and men, I also feel that, and this is something that I have felt all my life growing up, that you know there was this somehow this notion that you know sex is done to please a guy. It is my duty to sort of do it.
That's what we were made to believe. That's why even all the vocabulary around it is so male centric.
Yeah.
You know, so I did a podcast the other day with somebody, and she said, why do we call it penetration? Why don't we call it envelopment? And I said, you're absolutely right, because we consider that it is the penis that is the important thing. There is no talk of a woman's pleasure. I still have men when we talk about the fact that the pain is not okay during sex. A woman should not be feeling pain under any circumstances. If she's got pain, something is wrong. The easiest solution in most cases is the lubrication. Pain is because of lack of lube.
Yeah.
A lot of men will still write and say, I'm enough for her. If she's got me, she doesn't need lube. It's about them. It's still not about her. I had a woman write to me saying she's 55 or something. She said कि मैंने आपका एक reel देखी about lube. I didn't know about it and I've just got myself some and it's been a game changer for me. She's 55.
Oh my God.
She's learnt about it now. So women have always been told that this is not for you. Like your duty is not to feel pleasure. Your duty is to serve, be available when you are told, and that's it. I mean, we still have men saying, okay, we will check if she has pain. If she doesn't have pain, that means she's not a virgin.
Oh.
Forget about pleasure. Forget about trying to get her to pleasure. They're looking for her to have pain. Pain makes you acceptable. अगर आपको दर्द हो रही है, that means you are acceptable. ये तो हाल है.
What's the most bizarre sex advice someone has asked you for?
Oh God, एक चीज बताऊं.
जो भी आपको भी याद आ रहा है top of mind.
Everything from people saying कि क्या pregnant होने के लिए penetration ज़रूरी होता है, to saying कि oral sex से pregnancy तो नहीं हो सकती, and this comes regularly. कि my husband said कि इलायची खा लो तो contraception हो जाती है. I have had people saying we've been married for 10 years, cannot manage penetration because we don't know कि कहाँ डालना चाहिए. But it's also the emotional thing. You know, there is this thing कि एक बारी हाँ कह दिया तो उसके बाद फिर हम ना कैसे कहेंगे. You have to tell them कि एक बारी हाँ कहना doesn't mean कि it's written in stone. You can change your mind. There's a lot of people writing in about sex dreams. They get very violent sex dreams. It's not unusual. And one woman had said कि जब भी मैं अपनी मम्मी को बताती हूँ कि you know, and she said they get to be really violent. When I tell my mother, she says पूजा करवा लो. अब पूजा करवाने से आपकी sex dreams नहीं चली जाएंगी. There is an issue going on. There is a, you know, there are issues over there.
Yeah.
This girl said that I'm 20, my boyfriend is 22, and we have a great relationship. We love each other. He is very, very good in bed. Like he makes sure he pleasures me, always makes me come. I can never make him come no matter what I do. And he can come when he self-pleasures, but I can't do it. And now he said to her that maybe I need to be with somebody else because you can't do this for me. And they've kind of come to a mutual decision, which is, I'm heartbroken because I really love him. But more importantly, does that mean कि मैं कभी relationship में नहीं हो पाऊंगी क्योंकि मैं इतनी बुरी हूँ sex में that I can't do this? And to try and explain कि orgasms, climax is very different
Yeah.
when you self-pleasure and when you're with somebody. And no matter how good you are at sex, you cannot make somebody else come. That climax has to come from that person's body and mind. आप उनको चाहे जितना मर्जी प्लेजर दे सकते हैं, you can be fantastic. But the climax will come from the other person. And we have a way of stopping our own climax. Our brain works in that way.
Correct.
I just want people to know that agar aapke partner, and for all genders, so even for guys who feel that I can't make my girlfriend come, please do not judge yourself or your abilities by somebody else's climax. आप अपने आप को, do not think of yourself as less. You are fine, because this is what she's going to take forward.
Yeah.
This belief that I am no good, I'm useless.
Yeah, I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And imagine what that's going to do to her future relationships, saying, I'm so not good enough. You're with me. I'm so lucky that you're with me. Like the boundaries go, the insecurity comes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of guys also face this because the girlfriend can't come. I want to say this equally for both sides.
Correct. What do you think about the whole body count debate?
Oh, God. एक तो ये, you know, okay, I get very angry with it. I'll be very honest.
Yeah.
Because it's the body count debate is only a debate because we believe that it's okay अगर आदमी कर रहा है sex, बहुत सारा sex कर रहा है. He's a stud. If a woman has a relationship, she's a slut. And I think that's what bothers me. Body count is just something that annoys me. Either make it equal, say it is not okay for anybody, or it is okay for everybody.
Yeah. We'll do a segment which is called Three Things Only.
Oh, God.
3 main problems women come up with.
I think consent, understanding कि किस तरह से अगर ना बोलें उनकी ना सुनाई देगी या नहीं. Understanding how to put boundaries, because we've been taught that boundaries are a bad thing. So just teaching women that boundaries are actually for your own safety. Somebody said to me the other day, but don't you think आजकल बहुत boundaries हो गई हैं? No, there is no such thing as बहुत boundaries. Some boundaries can be hard boundaries, some can be soft boundaries.
Yeah.
When you find you're safe, you can negotiate them. And third is safety. Safety in terms of protection, safety in terms of hygiene, safety in terms of knowing that somebody is not videoing you when you're safety.
Yeah. So 3 things to understand, or 3 ways to understand your partner's consent.
Okay. One is, of course, a physical yes or no. Second is your body language will definitely show it to you also. Because sometimes, again, I've had people say to me that they said yes, but unke body language was not really showing it. And that is really, really important to understand. And finally, to not try and negotiate that no, to be coercive. कि अगर उसने ना कह दिया है और तुम बोलते जाओ, finally अगर वो तंग आकर कहे, okay, fine, that is not consent.
Yeah. 3 pleasure-related myths that you would like to debunk.
If you have seen something on porn, like let's say in this case as a guy who's seen something that a woman is enjoying, or as a woman you've seen something like that, is not necessarily how the actual physical body enjoys it. Porn जो है वो कैमरा के लिए बनाई जा रही है, उनके लिए एक्शन चाहिए. So that is definitely not the way to this thing, to learn. Secondly, my friend told me is not good enough.
My friend told me. Yeah.
My friend told me that this is fun, or all my friends are doing it, and so it should be fun. Doesn't work. We all have a different way of each thing impacting us. And that if you are with somebody that you love emotionally, that there will be automatic pleasure. The body arousal works differently. It needs certain things to get it going, because women particularly are not told what to feel during sex.
Yeah.
We are told what to do, like we're given our performance this thing, but we aren't told how to feel. Or men are told that they have to constantly be ready for sex, like at any time उनको सारा time aroused होना, अगर किसी ने कह दिया तो they should have arousal. It is so bad for each. Men are not always aroused. They have an equal amount of hesitation. So do women.
3 things men think women want.
I think this is very, very different for everybody. But I'll tell you the 3 things that are generally done, which I think that men really need to think about. So one is, and this is very personal, don't always kiss the woman in the ear, because that's not necessarily pleasurable for everybody. Okay. The second is that when you think that you're pleasuring the woman and you are using your fingers to pleasure her, please do not stick this finger in and just go in and out like a hammer. That is not the way to do it. And 3, that the thrusting, like if it is penetrative sex that you're having, the longer it goes on, ghanto, aadha ghanta, it's not what a woman wants. There are many other ways to give her pleasure. That is not what we're looking for.
3 things one must do after sex.
Obviously, the obvious one is go pee. Always go pee after sex. That's really important. Secondly, I think that it is very important to clean yourself after. And 3, the Kama Sutra says that after sex, you must always exchange beautiful stories, happy, loving, gentle stories that make you feel like, oh, I'm glad we did this. Like, you know, that bond that you create after sex, वो जो moment है, it actually creates that closeness, which means कि जिस तरह से आप इस बारी finish करोगे will depend on how quickly your partner comes back to your bed the next time. So I think it's extremely important. And finally, actually, one of the important things, according to the Kama Sutra again, never eat a meal before you have sex, have it after.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because your body will either take all its energy to digest the food,
Okay.
or it will send blood down to the genitals, so your arousal will be good. And it chooses to digest the food. So if you think that you're going out for this fabulous date and candlelight and flirting and banter and बहुत excitement, it doesn't translate to good sex necessarily. Or else then give it about 2 hours to digest the food and then do it. But yeah.
And things one must do before sex?
Again, I'm going to say hygiene, very important. Please wash yourself and brush your teeth, because bad smell is the worst thing for you. 2, get your protection organized. It is extremely important. Please do not protection, lube, all that, very, very important. And finally, once again, Kama Sutra says that the biggest thing that people make a mistake on is that they'll say, अच्छा, we're going to meet, पहले kissing से शुरू करेंगे, फिर foreplay करेंगे, फिर sex होगा. But उससे पहले क्या होगा? क्योंकि आप अपने काम से आए हो, आपका दिमाग और कई जगह में है. You tell each other naughty stories or gossipy stories, which make you go, no, like that. So that you are present with each other. Like you forget about the outside world and you come to each other.
Yeah. So I remember this incident in college, and which was like years ago, of course, but it just left a mark. There was this classmate, and 2 of my classmates were actually seeing each other. And the girl, she used to, like, we started noticing that she's getting very sick, वो बीमार हो रही है. तो उससे हमने पूछा कि, क्या हो गया? And then she did tell us that what's been happening is that she's been on pills, right? She's been on pills because the guy, he's not ready to use a condom. So उसकी health खराब होने लग गई थी, and I just felt so bad, and I just felt कि क्यों हमेशा ये जिम्मेदारी हमेशा more often than not क्यों आती है एक औरत पर ही.
And it's just so sad that as the woman, like I said even earlier, कि हम अपने romantic relationship को इतना prioritize करने की कोशिश करते हैं that we forget about boundaries. We're like, नहीं, ये नहीं होगा क्योंकि मुझे, and yes, it can be that it'll end the relationship. It could be कि तुम इतना नहीं कहोगे तो he'll say ठीक है मैं और किसी के पास चले जाऊँगा. But at some point, you have to look after yourself. And I'll tell you something, STI अगर तुम्हें हो गया ना, which is very common, और आजकल we are at, in the world, the highest level of STIs that have ever been through history.
Really?
हम उस point पर हैं. More than when syphilis was discovered in the 1500s or whatever. We are at the highest point. You get an STI, that is a lifetime of problems.
Why are we at the highest right now?
Just saying there's that much, as there's enough people not using protection. There's a lot of new viruses around. There's all sorts of things going on. We are at the highest level globally of STIs.
Yeah. Two last things I have for you here. 3 red flags to watch out for during sex or intimacy.
Okay, the usual ones, obviously, during sex or intimacy. One is if somebody is violent towards you, which happens, unfortunately, quite common. If somebody does not listen to your no and they go ahead with it, that is absolutely a no-no. But something that my daughter said to me, which I want to share, and I think it was from a past relationship where we were talking about certain behaviors. It's talking about a behavior of a previous boyfriend who would drink. And then after the drink, the arguments would be worse. There would be a multiplication of problems. And she did not tell us about this for a very long time till she broke up. And I asked her, I said, it scares me to think कि तुमने, I mean, like, we have such an open relationship. You didn't even tell me this. She said, Mom, I didn't even tell my best friend. And she said, I've learned that अगर ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है, which you are too scared to even tell your best friend about because you feel कि he will or she will be judged for that, that is the biggest red flag. Please understand, if you are hiding or protecting your partner on something that you feel is so bad that you can't tell anybody, that is a huge red flag.
Yeah. आपके हिसाब से how can women get over the guilt and the shame around sex, around intimacy? जितनी चीज़ें सब सिखाई गई है, feel करवा, वो unlearn कैसे कर सकते हैं?
Very slowly and very consciously. Okay? It has to be something that you decide to do. ये खुद से नहीं होगा. It's not something that suddenly you're going to say, okay, I now am an empowered woman. I will not think about shame anymore. ये ऐसे नहीं जाने वाला. So it's very deliberate, very conscious, and it will be hard work. And the thing that I always say to everybody is कि, we feel guilty all the time. Jesse, there's a thought that enters your mind about pleasure, about anything that's out of the box. First thing that happens is you shut it down because you're feeling guilty. Open your mind, think it. Let that come into your head. You don't have to do anything about it because jitna time you spend blocking yourself from thinking about things, you use up more energy.
Yeah.
And the more energy you're using up feeling guilty and blocking your mind, the less time you have to be amazing. So very consciously, very, very deliberately work on it. I know that we talked about speakeasy. I just want to say that, in each of the chapters, the idea was that I cannot explain this in a 30-second, 60-second reel. I can't do that. Which is why we wrote this with very solid background to thinking and advice to go forward. So please get yourself a copy of some of those. Get those chapters into you.
Have you addressed the very big question of that people are so interested in and always keep discussing? Does size matter? क्या
Absolutely, it is in there. All of this is in there. You know, it's amazing. वही चीज़ें हम लोग सुन के डर के वही चीज़ के बारे हम करते रहते हैं. I mean, we've talked about it so much, but I do want to say that yes, we have discussed that too.
Does it matter?
No, what you do with it. What measurements are not going to do anything. One guy wrote to me. He said, "I'm so big. When I'm aroused, I'm like the national highway." It's like, okay. I want to tell you, no girl wants the national highway. That is one of your myths, pleasure myths, that the bigger it is, that, like, no. You know, guys are so much more caught up with this idea of masculinity. उनको कितना जो ये डर है कि उनकी मैस्कुलिनिटी चली जाएगी, इन चीज़ों से आपकी मैस्कुलिनिटी नहीं जाएगी. Honestly, this idea that women like to be treated like trash, nobody likes to be treated like trash. Nobody. Your masculinity depends on how good a woman feels when she's with you, how safe she feels with you. That's what makes you a desirable person.
Wow, what a wonderful note that is to end on. And because you took out the time to be here, I have a very small gesture for you. This is a ritual on the show that
Okay.
every woman who sits on this couch gets a sunflower.
Thank you. We are all sunflowers. Thank you. Thank you. That's beautiful.